Alright guys, NRL best bets round 5, but as always before we touch on that we must go back and recap round 4. Now, coming into round 4, for the season, we were dead even. And we seen the Eels were paying $3, the Tigers were paying $3, and the Dolphins were paying $3. So we put half a unit on each of those, knowing we only needed one of those three teams to win, and would get our money back if two of them won, would profit. Luckily for us, only just the Eels won by a field goal, wasn't it? I can't even remember, but I remember the Eels did win. It was an epic game, so they got our money back. So the fact the Tigers lost and the Dolphins lost, didn't matter in the end. We broke even on that. We didn't bet on either of these teams, although we will come back to the Eagles in a minute because I feel the Eagles got ripped off. We did say if two of the teams over there won, we'd put a bet on the Warriors. After the Eels won, I went and checked the TAB, and I put this in the comments in the last video. They had a $50 bet on the Warriors. If the Warriors lose, you get your $50 back as a bonus bet. So we went ahead and we did that, and that netted us 4 units of profit right there. We also had a unit on, this side we had a unit on the Raiders and the Sharks as a parlay. Who failed that? The Raiders failed. Newcastle looking very strong. We're going to touch on that soon too, because this is the next game right here. So we failed that, so we lost a unit here, broke even over here, but the Warriors netted us 4 units, so it gives us a total of plus 3 units for the season. And now we've got some real money behind us. We've got some proper units. We can hopefully start building on that. Let's go to round 5. That was a successful round for us, by the way, very successful. You know, I think a lot of people would have seen the Panthers, the Storm, and the Broncos as a safety parlay, and the Eels would have ruined that. That's why we went the more dangerous way, but it worked out for us in the end. Let's carry on. So round 5, we've got the Eels coming in for their 5th game. They're supposed to be 0 for 5, but they pulled it off against the Roosters. We're just going to, I'm a fan of both teams. Both teams are very dangerous. We're just going to stay away from that one. Panthers and the Raiders, you'd assume the Panthers to win this one fairly easy, but again, we're going to stay away from that one too. And the Rabbits versus the Storm, the Rabbits should get this one pretty easy too. So I am tipping those two teams, but we're going to stay away from them for the betting. Because over here, all our bets are going to be on Super Saturday. And we're putting 4 units here on the Eagles to beat the Knights. And like Newcastle Knights have been looking very dangerous lately. But if we go back 2 rounds, the Rabbits played the Panthers at the Panthers' home. And the Rabbits were the better team. They are the better team. The Panthers aren't the same this year. They were going to beat the Panthers. But the NRL didn't want the Panthers to lose 3 straight home games. And so they ripped the Rabbits off. And the Panthers got the win. Good on your ref. And then to make up for that, last week the Rabbits played the Eagles, and the Eagles were the better team, and the Eagles were going to beat the Rabbits, but they wanted the Rabbits to win to send off their lucky number 13 legend who had passed away. And so they ripped the Eagles off. Paid back the Rabbits for ripping them off against the Panthers. So this week, like, everyone's clicked onto it that everything's corrupt. There's just too much money involved, everything's corrupt now. So this weekend, I'm predicting Newcastle are going to get ripped off because they owe Manly. You know, they ripped off the Rabbits. They owed the Rabbits, so they ripped off the Eagles to pay back the Rabbits. This weekend, I think they're going to square up, and the Eagles are going to get the win. They are at home. They got the home ground advantage. They're the better team, and the NRL owe them a victory. So I feel pretty safe in putting 4 units against Newcastle. Don't underestimate Newcastle. Newcastle have been playing really good this year. They have a good, solid team. Look for Newcastle to come through with some more upsets, just not this week. The Dolphins are still paying nearly $2 for this game, so we went ahead and we put a unit on them. I know they're not at home, but against the Dragons, I think they'll do okay. So we've got 1 unit on the Dolphins here, 4 units on the Eagles, and we've got our 5 units back down here on the Broncos to beat the Tigers. Which, there should just be money in the bank, I would hope. Warriors versus the Sharks, looking forward to it. I'm not going to bet on that one, not going to bet on this one. Titans got the bye. So that's a total of 10 units we're putting down. So we were +3. We just put down 10 units. So technically we're -7 units going into the round, and we'll see how we come out. We've got if the Dolphins win, equals 2 units, and if these two win, we get about 1.5 units back combined out of those two, which is what we're going for. We're just trying to stay safe. We're just going all in on the safest 2 games. Like I said, Eagles versus the Knights isn't the safest, but I feel the NRL are going to owe them. They're going to get the victory. Broncos should definitely beat the Tigers, no problems, at home as well. So why I'm even tempted just to go all in on the Broncos here, and hopefully the Dolphins pull it off. That's it.